Coming tonight. What an honor to have Governor Ridge here tonight in support of our campaign. Not only Governor of Pennsylvania, but also from Homeland Security, his military background, congressional background. This is a man who has served his state and his country very well, and sir, we're honored to have you here tonight. Thank you very much. And we're lucky tonight, we have a twofer on the governor front. We have Governor Frank Keating with us here tonight, who's from my home state of Oklahoma. Governor, if I'm not mistaken, you're the only man to serve 2 consecutive terms as governor in Oklahoma who is a Republican. So we appreciate that very much.
Patrick was like, was it Howland Mad Smith? No, Chesty Puller, who said at Inchon, "Don't worry, men, they're all around us, they won't get away now." That's what happened. The Democrats were everywhere, they couldn't get away.
But I followed these 2 men's careers for a while and admired them both, Governor Ridge and also as Homeland Security, and Governor Keating, who presided over, or who was governor when the terrorist attack, the Alfred P. Murrah building attack, happened in Oklahoma City. So these are 2 men who have been on the front lines, who have led their states and their constituencies and served their countries. And they're people who I've admired from afar, and I'm greatly honored to have both of you gentlemen here tonight. And thanks for your service to this country. So let me just tell you all, we have a wonderful opportunity in the 8th District of Virginia. I'm happy that you are all here tonight. And normally in Virginia, in the 8th District, Jim Moran has been in there for 20 years, and it's a tough uphill slog. But let me tell you a little bit about what's going on in 2010. We know what's going on around the country, and the feelings and everything with regard to not just Democrats, but I think a lot of it is some long-serving people in Congress, Jim Moran being one of those. He's 20 years in Congress. We also have the great good fortune of having no one above us on the ballot this year. And so you all are a sophisticated political group, and that's why I'm getting down in the weeds a little bit. Jim Moran usually counts on either a governor, a president, or Jim Webb, or Mark Warner, who is up for re-election. Well, guess what? None of them are on the ballot this year. We are the top of the ballot. And we are confident that we can get our vote out. In the primary, we had a 300% increase in voter turnout. 300. People are motivated and energized in the 8th District and in Northern Virginia. As a 24-year veteran of the Army, I'm proud that the Commonwealth of Virginia has the largest per capita percentage of veterans in the country. We have a dynamic Veterans for Murray component that is based in not only Veterans for McCain, but also Veterans for McDonnell. I have a guy named Orson Swindle, who was John McCain's cellmate in the Hanoi Hilton, who's the president of our Veterans for Murray. These guys are American heroes, and they are mobilized behind us, and they're working hard. And veterans, ladies and gentlemen, vote. And so we're really energized and excited about that. Let me just tell you a couple of other things. We've had a number of debates with Mr. Moran, and we pointed out a couple of key things. I'm a military guy by background, but you know what? You know what brings us out of a recession? Small business. And I've made it my business to learn about small business. We've put together our own small business forums, a number of them throughout the district. We go to the Chambers of Commerce meetings and talk to small business owners there. We go to NFIB and whenever they have sessions, as well as just walking. Today we were in Shirlington. We just walk into small businesses, privately owned small businesses, and talk to them and listen to them. Governor, you're right, that's important. And what we hear are patterns. And what we realize is that we need to put the ground back underneath their feet. They need some certainty in order to be able to hire, in order to be able to know how to plan for the future if they're going to expand or anything else. And they don't have that now. Why don't they have that? Well, Jim Moran is the poster child for why they don't have that. I give you health care, which he's very proud of. 3.6% investment tax surcharge. Who knows about the 1099 issue in small businesses? Yes, all my small business coalition folks here know about that. He's proud of that. He's happy with that. He voted for cap and trade as well, and they're concerned about that. So we were proud when yesterday we got the NFIB endorsement, and we worked hard for that. Concurrently, another great small business organization called the Small Business Entrepreneurial Council, they rate congressmen every year. Last year there were 22 votes on which they rated congressmen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Moran got a 0. And he got, I don't know how you get a 0. And I said to him in the debate, well, gosh, I think Hugo Chavez would have got 1 or 2 right, just by mistake. And he wasn't very happy with that. But nevertheless, he is, if there's such a thing as anti-small business or anti-business, it's Jim. And it's because he has a different worldview. This morning I was so happy. We had a debate at 7:30 this morning, and it was at Hayfield High School. And these are seniors, kids 17, 18 years old, who are engaged, who care, who have studied our positions, who have had mock debates, and who had some very interesting intellectual questions. And I just pointed out to them, look, we can talk about Democrats, we can talk about Republicans, but there's a different philosophy. There's a philosophy of where does the greatness of America lie? Does the greatness of America, is the repository of American greatness with our people or with our government? I believe it's we the people. It is with us. That's the repository of American greatness. Jim Moran makes no bones. It is all about the federal government and big programs. And he went on and on about that and how the federal government's solving Alzheimer's and everything else. I said, Jim, can you imagine if the federal government had Netflix? Who does Netflix? I mean, if you do Netflix, you send in your order online, and like a day later, here comes the movie. If it was the government, you'd be filling out 20 forms in triplicate. 2 or 3 weeks later, you'd get the wrong movie in, and you'd have to send it back, and they charge you double. And by the time you actually get your right movie, it's coming out on Turner Classic. The federal government does have a role, ladies and gentlemen, but it is not to control our lives, and it is not to take care of everything. It is we the people, and that is why I'm running for Congress. And that's why that we need to make a change, and it is in our hands. When you raise your hand to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, I don't agree with Hillary Clinton much. But the other day, Hillary Clinton, in talking about what are the threats to national security, Hillary Clinton said it's the national debt. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, now he was a Navy guy, but nevertheless, Admiral Mike Mullen said the biggest threat to American national security, it wasn't Al-Qaeda, it wasn't Iran, it wasn't nuclear proliferation, as bad as those are, it's the debt. It is the debt. And Jim Moran is part and parcel of that, and that's also why I'm running for Congress, because it is unconscionable, and it's not going to happen on my watch, that we hand off a country and a debt to our kids that they cannot dig out from under, and we need to make that change, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just wrap up and tell you a little bit about where we are. We were out in the field with a poll the other day. We got a very respectable pollster, John McLaughlin, to come in and poll our district. And I started this by saying, why is 2010 different? And I told you a little bit about that there's no one above us on the ballot. And we have worked very hard. We have a retail component to our campaign. I told you about out talking and shaking hands with people, but we have a very, very targeted, precise ground campaign. And Governor, I'm not an infantryman, I'm a tanker, and nevertheless, boots on the ground win campaigns just like they win wars, and that's what we're focused on here, is boots on the ground. And we have a very, very terrific, dynamic, experienced campaign team. We are targeting voters. We're making thousands of phone calls a day. We're canvassing. We've had to put together our own team, our own group of a lot of precinct captains, because frankly, in the 8th District, there just weren't that many on the Republican side. There are now. and we're pushing them to be autonomous and go out and put together their own door knocking and everything else. And that's what we're working hard. Donna Popa right there from Reston is a perfect example of that is making this stuff happen for us. We anticipate a small turnout, and the NRCC anticipates a small turnout. We now have, with our polling, so really briefly, Jim Moran is weak. This is what McLaughlin tells us. His hard re-elect is in the 30s. His soft re-elect is about 45. This guy's a 20-year incumbent. And less than 50% of the people are willing to say that I'm probably or I might vote for him. Our challenge is name recognition, so we're working hard on that. And we're making inroads. And whenever we can match up against him with name recognition and informed head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen, we're dead even. We can win this race, and that's what John McLaughlin said. And what he told the NRCC is that there's no guarantees, but what you have in the 8th District of Virginia this year is something that you haven't had before and you probably won't have again, and that's a race. And that's why I need your support and I need your help for the next 20 days, because I cannot win this race by myself. We can fire Jim Moran on the 2nd of November. Momentum, and we have our secret weapon here, and there stands Joe McCain, and we're going to unleash him right around Halloween.
I thought it was November 6th.
So we were at an NFIB. I'll just close with this. We were at an NFIB forum the other day, and a lot of you know Steve Moore. He has this wonderful ability, and he's supporting us. He has this wonderful ability to boil down all these convoluted economic numbers into just some things that are very clear that even an armor guy from Oklahoma can understand. And so he was talking about, and it did get a little wonky. He was talking about, well, you know, the definition of a recession. Definition of a recession, well, that's when your neighbor's out of work. But the definition of a depression, that's when you're out of work. And I chimed in and said, you know what, the definition of recovery, that's when we put Jim Moran out of work. We used to have billions of dollars of deficit, now it's trillions of dollars. I had to go see how many zeros are in a trillion. I saw a bumper sticker that said, it's a good thing Obama doesn't know what comes after a trillion. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I just want to thank a couple of people. Laura, where are you? Laura Arth and Will Black. Thank you all so much for hosting us tonight. Mr. Phillips, Don, thank you very much. What a beautiful venue here. Thank you, sir. Susan Neely. John Kilday, I see, just came in right here. And another guy who's not here tonight, who's an Army major, who's been a terrific supporter of mine, Sam Amber. And I just want to give a shout out to Sam, whoever he is. David Norcross is here with us tonight, too. Thank you, sir, very much. And then Joe McCain as well. So we have 20 days to go. Governor McDonald was up the other day, hosted an event for us, and he told us that this is a winnable race. And then he looked at me and he said, "You're going to be busy, Patrick. Sleep is overrated." And we believe that. We're happy no one's shooting at us. This is a good cause. I'm asking for your support. Thank you all for coming out tonight. God bless every one of you, and God bless this United States of America.